2008, the year my life began to turn around. I finally confessed to a close friend how bad things had gotten, which I had successfully kept a secret up until this point. His question, "Are you exercising?" My answer, "I can barely get out of bed in the morning, so no." "Start running," he said. "It will help you feel better and think clearer." Ooh, I hated running. I was desperate, though, so I took his advice and went for a run. The realizations I had on this run became a turning point in my life, and I was inspired to create a daily personal development routine that I hoped would enable me to develop into the person I needed to be to solve my problems and turn my life around. Incredibly, it worked. Virtually every area of my life transformed so fast. I called it my miracle morning. Autumn 2008. I continued developing my miracle morning, experimenting with various personal development practices and sleep schedules, and researching how much sleep we really need. My findings completely shattered the paradigms and perceptions held true by most people, including me. Loving the results, I shared it with my coaching clients, who loved it just as much. They told their friends, family, and coworkers about it. Unexpectedly, I began seeing people I'd never met posting on Facebook and Twitter about their miracle morning. 2009. Arguably my best year yet. I married the woman of my dreams. We got pregnant and gave birth to our daughter. My coaching business was thriving. I had a waiting list for clients. My speaking career took off. I was giving talks and keynote messages at high schools, colleges, and corporate and nonprofit conferences. The miracle morning spread like wildfire. I got emails every day from people telling me it was changing their life. I knew it was my responsibility to share it with the world, and that writing a book was the best way to do that. Slowly, I began to write again. Make no sense. Make no mistake. I'm still no writer, but I'm committed. As my good friend Romesio always says, there is always a way when you are committed. 2012. The book you hold in your hands, the one I'd dedicated over 3 years of my life to writing. The Miracle Morning, the not so obvious secret granted to transform your life before 8 a.m., was finally published. I was blown away when it quickly became not only a #1 Amazon bestseller, but in its first year of publication became one of the highest rated books in the history of Amazon. More important is what the reviews actually said. People's lives were being changed, and it works for all types of people, from stay-at-home moms to CEOs. The Miracle Morning gives people the ability to improve any or literally every area of their lives. Taking your life head on. I share my story with you to offer evidence of what can be overcome and achieved, no matter where you are in your life right now or how difficult your challenges may be. If I go if I could go from being found dead, told I would never walk again, going broke and feeling so depressed that I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning to creating the life I've always wanted, then there are no legitimate excuses for you not to overcome any limitations that have held you back from achieving everything you want for your life. None. Zip. Nada. I believe it is crucial for us to embrace the perspective that anything another person has overcome or accomplished is simply evidence that anything, and I mean anything, we need to overcome or want to accomplish is possible for us, no matter what our past or current circumstances. It begins with accepting total responsibility for every aspect of your life and refusing to blame anyone else. The degree to which you accept responsibility for everything in your life is precisely the degree of personal power you have to change or create anything in your life. It is important to understand that responsibility is not the same as blame. While blame determines who is at fault for something, responsibility determines who is committed to improving things. Thinking back to my accident, while the drunk driver was at fault for the crash, I was responsible for improving my life, for making my circumstances what I wanted them to be. It really doesn't matter who is at fault. All that matters is that you and I are committed to leaving the past in the past and making our lives exactly the way we want them to be, starting today. It's your time. This is your story. Know that wherever you are in your life right now is both temporary and exactly where you are supposed to be. You have arrived at this moment to learn what you must learn so you can become the person you need to be to create the life you truly want, even when life is difficult or challenging. Especially when life is difficult or challenging. The present is always an opportunity for us to learn, grow, and become better than we've ever been before. You are in the process of writing your life story, and no good story is without a hero or heroine overcoming their fair share of challenges. In fact, the bigger the challenges, the better the story, since there are no restrictions and no limits to where your story goes from here. What do you want the next page to say? The good news is that you have the ability to change or create anything in your life, starting right now. I'm not saying you won't have to work for it, but you can quickly and easily attract and create anything you want for your life by developing into the person who is capable of doing so. That's what this book is about. Helping you become the person you need to be to create everything you have ever wanted for your life. There are no limits. Grab a pen. Before you read any further, please grab a pen or pencil so you can write in this book. As you read, mark anything stands out, which you may want to come back to later. Underline, circle, highlight for the corners of pages, and take notes in the margins so you can come back and quickly recall the most important lessons, ideas, and strategies. Personally, I used to struggle with this because I'm a bit of an obsessive compulsive perfectionist and I know about keeping my things looking clean and neat. Then I realized that I needed to get over it because the purpose of a book like this is not for it to remain untouched, but rather to maximize the value we extract from it. Now I mark up all my books so I can revisit them anytime and quickly recapture all of the key benefits without having to read the entire book again. Okay, with your pen in hand, let's get started. The next chapter of your life is about to begin. 1. It's time to wake up to your full potential. Why is it that when a baby is born, we often refer to them as the miracle of life, but then go on to accept mediocrity for our own lives? Where along the way did we lose sight of the miracle that we are living? When you were born, everyone assured you that you could do, have, and be anything you want when you grew up. So, now that you've grown up, are you doing, having, and being anything and everything you've ever wanted? Or somewhere along the way, did you redefine anything and everything to include settling for less than you truly want? I recently read an alarming statistics. The average American is 20 lb. What is lb? Overweight, $10,000 in debt, slightly depressed, dislikes his or her job, and has less than one close friend. Even if only a fraction of this statistic is true, America needs some serious waking up. What about you? Are you maximizing your potential and creating the levels of success that you truly want in every area of your life? Or are there areas of your life where you are settling for less than you really want? Are you settling for less than you are capable of and then justifying that it's okay? Or are you ready to stop settling so you can start living your best life? You know, the life of your dreams. Creating your level 10 life. One of my favorite sentiments ever shared by Oprah was when she said, "The biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams." I couldn't agree more. Sadly, so few people ever come close to living the life of their dreams that the phrase itself has become cliche. Most people resign themselves to a life of mediocrity, passively accepting whatever life gives them. Even achievers who are highly successful in one area, such as business, tend to settle for mediocrity in another area, such as their health or relationships. As best-selling author Seth Godin so eloquently put it, is there a difference between average and mediocre? Not so much. There is nothing that says you have to settle for less than you truly want in any area, just because most people do. Even if most people include your friends, family, and colleagues, You can become one of the few people that actually achieve extraordinary success in every area of your life simultaneously. Happiness, health, money, freedom, success, love. You really can have it all.